Hello, my name is Marsha Johnson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Together with my grandnieces and nephew, Allie, Ashley, and Ryan, we are Marsha's Crafts. Today, we're going to make this card. I call it a painted Seasons Dangle card, the inside. So anyway, what you'll need to make this card is the Painted Seasons stamp set. We'll use this image, the flower, and these little stars and the leaf. Needle and thread just for the sentiment, which just says friend. You need the 4 seasons dies, and you'll need the flower and the 2 leaves. The layering circles framelets, you'll need the largest of the scallops and the second largest of the regular circles. And from the stitched shapes framelets, you will need the second from the smallest stitched framelet. The new story label punch. For ink, you'll need Early Espresso, Me Clover, Poppy Parade, and you'll need some of the DSP that goes with that Painted Seasons suite. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll do some stamping. Bring in the Pierce Mat, our white layer, our envelope, and this Petal Pink layer. Okay, first I'm going to use the Poppy Parade ink. And this is a distinctive stamp. So what that means is you don't want an ink pad that's really, really juicy. So I have found that if you take a plastic spoon and just rub it on your ink pad until you see it lighten up in the middle, that will help a lot with your images. I'm going to bring in our flower stamp. We're going to stamp 3 flowers. Just ink it up. Don't press hard. Just going to put that down in the corner here. There we go. Then we're going to do 3 flowers. We're going to do 3 sets of leaves in the Me Clover. You can do the same thing with this. Just kind of get some of that ink out of the middle. That doesn't matter because we're going to cut this out. The sentiment I'm going to do in Early Espresso. There we go. I'm going to use the Early Espresso again in a little bit. But first I'm just going to go ahead and cut out that label. And bring in our Petal Pink piece from the front. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use my Early Espresso ink. And on the top half, I'm going to stamp off once. I'm just going to fill in all over with those little stars. And that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. Okay, that concludes our stamping. Next, we're going to do some big shot work. We're going to take these images, and you get 2 leaves, so it doesn't really matter because you've got 3 flowers anyway, and you only got 1 of those. So put your dies on top of your images, and you're going to run them through the big shot until you have the 3 leaves and the 3 flowers. And I've already got those done. 3 flowers, 3 leaves. Then you have a little bit more big shot work to do. We're going to take one of our Early Espresso pieces and we're going to cut out another label from that. Make sure you do it in the middle because we're going to use this later in the card as a layer, but we can get this label out of it and save a little cardstock. Then we're also going to take our Me Clover piece and we're going to cut 2 of these stitched circles out of that. And I've already done that. And here are my 2 circles. A little more complicated card than I usually do, but I think it's worth it. It's pretty cute. I'm going to take our Early Espresso piece. We're going to cut out the largest of the oval framelets, and we'll get this. And then we're going to take the second largest oval, and we're going to put that in the center, run it through again, and we'll end up with this. And that should do it. Now it's time to assemble. First thing, we'll take our Oh, one more, I'm sorry, one more thing. We have this piece of Petal Pink, which is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored at the 4 1/4 mark, and also 2 1/2 inches from each side. Now we're going to fold that in half and burnish it. And then we're going to fold these two the other way and burnish them. Make sure they all match up. And you're going to end up with a fold that looks like this. Then you're going to take this and you're going to take the second largest of your circle framelits and you're going to lay it down in between the two fold lines, and you're going to cut that out. And you're going to end up with something that looks like this. And that is what we're going to use to make our card. Actually, this is... So let's decorate this part first. And what we're going to do is take our 2 panels of Early Espresso and take our pieces of Designer Series paper and some glue. And we're going to layer the Designer Series paper on top of the Early Espresso layer. There we go. Same thing with the other one. Probably a better idea to do the edge of this with glue, and then on the inside just go around that hole. And then we're going to take it right to the end. There we go. I'm going to take those and put them on the side flaps. Okay, same thing on the other side. We'll lay that aside for a few minutes and get our card front. I'm going to take our piece of Designer Series paper and we're going to score it 1/2 inch from the top. And then we're going to take some glue and put it on the flap and turn it over and lay it down. Then we're going to take the Designer Series paper and add it to the bottom part of our Petal Pink layer. There we go. I'm going to put our Petal Pink layer onto our Call Me Clover layer. And then put our Call Me Clover layer onto the front of our card. Sorry about the light. It's just the wrong time of day to be doing a video, but it's the only time of day I had today, so. Okay, then we're going to take our leaves, glue on them. Put one down here. One pointing up to the other corner, and then one below that. I'm going to take some dimensionals, put them on the back of the flower or one of the flowers. Again, probably better not to put glue where your open holes are going to be. Put our flower down. Then we're going to take our sentiment and the Early Espresso label I'm going to cut in half. I'm going to put some glue at the top of my sentiment. And then I'm going to layer it on the Early Espresso one with just a tad showing, just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing at the bottom, just a little bit showing. I'm going to take some dimensionals, which I just had. Oh, there they are. Add them to the back. I'm going to put that right down here, and that finishes the front of our card. And we have a little bit more work to do on the inside. We'll need our green circles and our flowers. And you can either use thread, or I have some fishing line here. When I first did this, I was going to make it a spinner card and run the fishing line from top to bottom. But for me, I don't know, I couldn't get it to, it wouldn't stay taut. It kind of stretched or something. So I turned it into a dangle card, and it turned out I liked it better. I also tried some thread, and that worked, but then I think I must have had it spin too many times because the thread broke. So dangle cards the way I'm making it go. So you put your fishing line in half and tie a knot in the bottom, and I want the knot to be somewhere down behind where my green circle is going to go. So here we go. And then I had a circle left from when I cut this out, so I just took that and just cut a couple of strips from it. Okay, and for the top, I'm going to fold this in half. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to glue half of the strip down right where that fold is. Then I'm going to place the loop of my fishing line over that and glue the other half down. And I held the line down, took a little piece of tape and just put that over to keep the line straight down. Then I took my green piece, put it where I wanted it to go in the circle, took my other strip and put some glue on it and pulled that knot down and put the strip above the knot and put that down. That way the knot keeps it from coming out. And then I just put another piece of tape on top of that, and that's how I made my little dangle. Then I took my other circle, just put glue on it. You could use tear tape too, but whatever. And just laid that down on top. And there's my little spinner dangle thing. And I just took my flowers and stuck one on each side. There's one. One more thing, our little lovely early espresso embellishment. I'm gonna just scallop circle. We're just going to put glue on that and just lay it down. There we go. Then we can fold that. And that's our inside. Now we just need to put the inside in the outside. And you could do that with tear and tape or glue. I wouldn't use just regular snail because it does need to stay. And if you were going to do a spinner card, I probably would go ahead and use the tear and tape, but with this just dangle, it doesn't put much stress on it, so glue seems to be fine. What I do is take this and lay it so that your margins on the top, bottom, and the side are about the same. Go ahead and glue it down. Then fold your card up. Add glue to the back side of the Petal Pink paper and just fold your card over and press down. And there you have it, your dangle card. I don't think you can see how well it dangles from that angle, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one. Anyway, here they are. And the envelopes, well, I'll just show you one. Hope you enjoyed this card. Hope you give it a try. And if you need any of these supplies, please consider shopping at marciascrafts.stampinup.net. We would appreciate your business. If you like the card and you like my ideas, please subscribe to my channel. And you might even share if you'd like to. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.